Good day, everyone. So excited to be with you on this edition of Let's Talk Networking. I'm Terilee Harrison, and I'm passionate about helping coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs be able to network in the most dynamic and lucrative way. And I am joined by one of my favorite networkers. She's actually one of the most amazing networkers and connectors that I know. If you've not met her yet, please meet Melissa Deely. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Terilee. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so good to have you here. If you all haven't met her, let me introduce Melissa a little bit more formally to you, and then we can dive in and talk about all the great things that we have today. So, she is an integrative health practitioner, a holistic health coaching guide. She has all natural healing solutions. She's a community leader, a podcaster, a speaker, and educator, and she supports you on your guided health journey. She is from Whistler in British Columbia, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And just so glad you're here, Melissa.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so my question for the people that are listening is, do you all know where Whistler is? And could you tell them a little bit about it in case they don't know?
Whistler is on the west coast of Canada. It's about an hour and a half along the ocean for much of it from Vancouver into the mountains. It is the host of the 2010 Olympic Games. So some of the events were held in Vancouver, some of them were held here in Whistler. And honestly, it is a little piece of paradise. I am not originally from here. I came here 32 years ago for one season and never left. And that is a very common story in this town.
So beautiful. The pictures that she posts are just stunning. And tell them about your skiing this morning, just to get them. Yeah.
So I did get up and go skiing this morning because the mountain is literally right there. And today was one of the best days because the fog was low in the valley. So everyone who stayed down in the valley thought that it was a drizzly, rainy, overcast day. And once we got on the chairlift and start going up the mountain, we come above the fog and into absolutely glorious blue sky, sunshiny weather. And it was quite warm, actually. And my girlfriend and I had a lovely morning on the slopes, and I still made it into the office by noon. And I'm working through until about 8 p.m. tonight. So I just make my schedule around what I want to be doing.
Doesn't that sound beautiful, everybody? For someone living on the equator, the thought that you basically kind of just not walked out your door, but that's kind of morning you have, that is pretty awesome.
Well, I have snow in my driveway, snow in the garden, and anybody who wants to come help shovel it, my husband will happily accept the assistance.
There we go. Oh my gosh. So before we went live, we were talking a little bit about some of the goals that you have for the year, and I just really loved them. Would you share them with all of us?
Sure. So my big goal for 2022 is to touch the lives of 1,000 people by helping them create a healthier lifestyle and thereby helping create a healthier global community, instead of having people dependent on a sick care system, which unfortunately is what our mainstream medical system has become. If you're not sick enough, they're not going to be working with you in many cases. You're sent away with those early warning signs where they tell you, we don't know what's wrong with you, or there's nothing wrong with you. And then if you go away and do nothing, well, the body does tend to continue to then get sicker, right? And only then will they work with you. And that's a very unfortunate state of affairs. Whereas on the holistic side, we always want to be working with people early on in the process, because when the body is out of balance and starting to give us those early warning signs, which are our symptoms, right? We need to be paying attention because our body's asking us to do something differently. And when we pay attention early on, it's so much easier to come back into balance and regain our health quickly and easily.
Yeah, so true. So true. So I love the goal that you have. And up until now, from everything I know about you, you've been able to do amazing one-on-one work with individuals, right? Work with them one-on-one, maybe guide them through a detox. Did you ever do like small groups on the detox? Forgive me, I don't know. Yes.
I do have group detox programs.
Yep. Yes. But to reach your goal of 1,000 people, you kind of need to change it up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about how you've done that.
So I'm very excited about this. I've launched a membership program with a super low entry point for founding members. And within my membership program, members get access to all of my content. I have 4 different series on YouTube of videos teaching you about how your body works, whether it's gut health or hormones or toxins and what's going on inside our body. And these, things can trigger disease and trigger illness, and none of it's taught through public health or public education, right? But you need to know this because this is your body. There's a series on supplements as well, because not all supplements are created equal, and that can be confusing, right? Going into a supplement store and there's shelves and shelves of things, and then how do you know what to get, right? And the person working in the store, well, they might just be paid $8 an hour as a checkout chick, right? And they don't have the expertise either. So I've put together this content. More content will be added. I've added recipes as well, and I'll be adding more recipes. And then I'm offering weekly Q&As. So that's a call every Wednesday at noon Pacific for people to come and ask questions about any of that content that you might be working your way through on your own, or questions about your own health. There's a lot of questions that we might have that we're not necessarily going to the doctor for, right? Like, why am I feeling fatigued all the time? Why do I have bloating and gas? How come I have heartburn that just won't go away? Or, why do I have really bad PMS or menopausal symptoms and other people don't? Or why is my child struggling with behavioral issues or learning issues at school, right? So often that is simply diagnosed as ADD or ADHD and then put on a drug without even looking at what's the diet of that child, or what are their nutritional deficiencies, right? Do they have metal toxicities? They could. You could too, right? So there's so much that goes on inside our body, and it's an amazing, amazing organism. And what we put into it is impacting our long-term health. And just look around and see all the chronic illness we have today, because we're not necessarily looking after it as best we can. And not necessarily through any fault of our own. There's 144,000 man-made toxins, chemical toxins introduced since World War II. This is getting inside our body and causing inflammation, causing problems, bogging down our liver. There's so many other things, estrogens, endoestrogens getting into our body and causing hormonal imbalances in women. Nutrient deficiencies, because so much of the processed food is nutrient deplete, and yet it's put on the shelves in stores. And so we think it's good and it's safe. And, back when I was in the corporate world, I didn't have any nutritional training, so I didn't know the difference either, right? So it's no judgment on anyone. We're all trying to do the best we can in any given moment. But if you want to do the best you can for as long as you can, you need to start prioritizing your health now. And that means learning more about how you can better look after your body and keep it in balance. And so that's why I've created this membership for people to come to and be able to learn and ask questions and get answers at a super, super low entry point. It's only $19.99 a month. Most people spend more than that on their coffee every week. And I just want to ask you, what is your life like if you don't have your health? My banner behind me says, health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. If you're trying to build a business or earn an income, you can't do that from your sickbed. But unfortunately, look around you. If you do nothing proactive in your health, where are you going to end up down the line? Nobody woke up this morning hoping to have a diagnosis. And yet people would have been diagnosed with some kind of disease today. They didn't go to bed healthy last night and wake up with it this morning. It's been building in their body for months and years. And so what you do today matters. And that's why I want to be able to educate people in making better choices today so that you can build your business and have that long life of good energy and good mental clarity, et cetera, et cetera. It's so important, and I see it all the time. I mean, the true epidemic today is the amount of chronic illness that we have. And it truly doesn't have to be that way. And the tips that I give people and the support that I give people, these are easy things to do that I learned when I went back to health coaching school, and I was having aha after aha going, why didn't anyone ever tell me that? If I knew that, I would have done things differently, right? How come I never knew that? And things around sleep, or again, around making better choices around food and listening to our body and how we feel based on the different foods that we're eating, and not just chasing the latest fad diet, because the latest fad diet might not actually work for your unique microbiome. So all of this information is in the membership and available to you, and come with your questions. And if I don't know the answer, I'll help find the answer for you. I can't possibly know everything, but I am connected to a lot of other practitioners to have more resources to get answers for you or direct you to someone that has the answers for you. So I'm excited. I'm excited to touch that many lives this year and then have that exponentially grow.
I think this is an amazing way to reach your goal of serving more people. I love the idea that I think anybody and everybody that wants to work on their health, be more conscious about their health, come and get answers about what's happening to them. You've given them access to you for such a, I think it's ridiculously affordable rate. It's our founding member rate, right?
It is. But it's not going to stay this way forever. But yes, it's
right,
the founding member rate.
Right. And then I just want to ask, so a lot of people are going to come in, or like if we already have an illness and we're already on meds, is it still for us?
It is.
Right.
It is.
It's not just for like health. Yeah. Not just for healthy people who haven't been diagnosed with anything yet. It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. And so whether it's, somebody who's on meds that is looking to get off meds, or just wanting to not have to have higher doses of meds. I'm not a doctor, so I don't help people get off meds, but I have an amazing practitioner that I work right alongside. Her name's also Melissa. She's a trained pharmacist, and that's what she does. So I can connect you with her, and she and I work together to help you come off those meds while I provide, the supplements and the natural options that you're going to move on to as you come off those meds. So,
okay.
But this is for
awesome
anyone.
news. That is awesome news. So
and I'm
going
to add one thing there, actually, because for somebody who has a diagnosis, has a label, I don't work in labels. I use the functional medicine labs mailed to home to find out where the imbalances are, right? And we rebalance the body, at which point it will heal itself. That's what it's supposed to do. And if you've been given a label and a diagnosis of some kind of chronic illness and told that you're going to have this for the rest of your life, I invite you to revisit that thought, because the truth of the matter is that your dis-ease does not have to be a life sentence. When we discover the root cause, the body will heal itself when we create the environment for it to do so.
Awesome. Awesome. We're having a little bit of a lag, so I hope that all is well and that everyone can hear us.
I hope so too.
Me too. Okay, so we're going to put a link for the program here in the comments. You can find out more information. You can sign up. When is this officially kicking off? Or has it already?
It's already kicked off. And yeah, jump in while the price is a super duper low price, because it's not staying at that price forever. And the earlier you jump in, the more of my time you get, because there's fewer members, right?
Awesome. Well, I know I'm going to become a founding member, having access to this type of information. We always have questions about our body. Why am I feeling this way? What is going on here? And having access to someone with Melissa's expertise, that she's willing to help answer those questions for us. I think it's just fantastic. So I want to invite you to join me in the program. We'll have the link in the comments below. Melissa, is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
I would just like to say, for so many people, we put off our health, thinking I'll prioritize the cost of getting my car's oil change done right now, or some other expense, right? But the reality is when you prioritize yourself first, then everything else actually starts to come into flow, and you can generate more income and have the funds to pay for everything else. But when you don't prioritize your health, unfortunately, that's when you can end up without the ability to earn that income. We have to come first, put ourselves first, not last.
Yep. Excellent. I totally agree. Well, Melissa, it's been great chatting with you about this, learning more about the program. I didn't know all about the program. I think it is super exciting. And more than that, I love your desire to want to serve more people and that you created an option to be able to do that. So wishing you much success. And I know that you're going to help a lot of people. So everyone connect in with Melissa. You can also, if you're interested, I'm sure she'd love to just connect with you. She's, like I said, as far as networking, she loves to meet business owners and see how she can help them. And so I know she just connect with her on LinkedIn, or how else can they connect with you?
LinkedIn or through my website, yourguidedhealthjourney.com. There's a contact form there, or simply send me an email, melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Melissa. Thanks for your time. And for everyone, we'll look forward to seeing you on the next edition of Let's Talk Networking.
Thank you.
Thank